It's like, I am fundamentally of the belief of like being human first.
And now I think with like AI just commoditizing everything, you need like personality, a bit of taste, a bit of character.
We took a conscious decision to try and have a brand and narrative that was distinct.
Boys, this is Grant, Alex, nice to meet you. How's it going? Grant to meet you.
Welcome to The Local, where we chat to some of the best people in and around the crypto space. Today we're happy to be joined by the Blockmates team. I've got Grant and I've got Alex, and I'm here with my co-founder Marcus. We'd love to find out about... What's funny?
I just feel like he's a loaded gun.
Thanks for having us, mate.
Thanks for having us.
It's
a wrap.
Cheers to start.
A long time listener, first time caller. But, thanks for having us.
It's not an 08900 number though, is it?
The Blockmates low-tech British invasion of France.
Blockmates low-tech British invasion. Yeah, so
we're here, Josh.
We're here with Grant and Alex from Blockmates. But Grant, tell us about Blockmates. What do you guys do?
Yeah, we're a media and research company. We keep getting dragged into different fucking arms and legs of this industry as well. But initially started roughly 2019. I was supposed to go into cancer research and do something productive with my life and contribute back to society.
That can wait.
But you went into real cancer research.
Yeah. And then found myself just trading magical internet beans for a living and turned that into a research and media company. And then it was initially just editorial, and then it spun out into events, video, newsletter, podcasts, like everything you can think of from a media company.
Was that an organic expansion? It just happened?
Yeah, like initially we just writing, and then it was like, all right, we need at least podcasts. And then Alex and Mike joined us, who's off camera now, and then they were way too overqualified and don't know how the fuck I convinced them to join us. way too overqualified. We joined a very, very, very scrappy startup at the beginning, and then it just, as I say, grew arms and legs from there.
And the demand for podcasts and the demand for other formats, was that something that you were getting from external? Like people like...
Yeah, I think you get dragged into it.
Yeah.
You do one or two and kind of test the waters, see what sticks and lean into it. And then when third parties or other companies or other teams see it, they're like, right, we want a piece of that as well. Can we come on? Blah, 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 blah. And now we're getting kind of dragged in to do that stuff where teams are realizing they need more of their own internal media presence.
Yep.
Like Polymarket are probably one of the best media companies on the planet, as well as predicting.
That grocery store thing they did in New York was
fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
And now I think with like AI just commoditizing everything, you need like personality, a bit of taste, a bit of character. Similar to how you guys are set up with locals, it's like it's personality.
Where's
brand
the taste
building.
and character come from?
Well, something organic, right? Something real.
Yeah, you just neck a load of pints.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. With no taste, no character.
It's like down to this guy, Stephen.
He's too shy. I always actually quite like to refer to him as the producer when I'm on camera. I'm like,
I always wondered who they were referring to as the producer. Little did I know.
Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's got shades indoors.
Do you reckon we'll get one from like Break the Fourth Wall and we'll get him on one time?
Yes, for sure.
Because what you're going to realise is going to go 45 minutes back, but the kerning on the typeface is not right.
Market is like, Jesus.
What have been the points on the Blockmates journey where you've gone, this is happening, this is the thing? Like,
was it a conscious start in 2019?
No, I was just...
or was it just
was it a side project?
Organic? Because we consciously started low tech. It was like a it was like a thing. We were like, we are gonna go.
Right, yeah. No, it was the opposite. It was just a small little blog, and I always thought that the industry's so far up its own arse and self-referential that you can still deliver the same depth of information without fucking boring people to death. So you can still forefront of tech, like what is the most interesting shit happening in DeFi summer at the time?
Frontier tech.
Can you explain a fucking leverage loop, food farming, weird on-chain staking strategy to
can you explain it?
The principles of quantitative finance, 1988.
Yeah, the average person. So it's like has to be super conversational. You get the exact same depth, but it's informative, educating, entertaining all at the same time, and it serves as a Trojan horse as well because actually getting people to stay on the page as opposed to just reading and go, I have no fucking idea what restake
Because
is.
next time they want to understand something, they go,
yeah.
oh, I wonder if these guys have done something about that.
Yeah, exactly, and it just cascades from there, and then consistently across the brand, all the other products have to be on a similar level.
Yep.
So like the podcast, we don't take that too seriously whatsoever. To be like,
It was funny because me, Grant, and Mike have kind of been mates throughout the years. Like me and Grant met, we played in bands, funny enough, like years ago back in Teesside. Me and
Where
Mike
do I recognise that from?
being best pals as well. We're all from the Teesside area. And then Mike and Grant met at uni. And then me and Grant didn't see each other for years. I actually saw him in a pretty uncompromising position at Glastonbury about 3 a.m.
I'll tell you off camera because that is
I don't fucking bring that up.
I like the sound of that, actually.
That'll be on the B-roll.
Yeah, and it was like, and I think we realised that, like, as well with how good what Grant was producing content-wise and the way it was scaling, that there was like lacking in a similar way. It's funny like how you guys have built a low-tech brand, and I was speaking to Stephen about that there was a lack of like sort of brand and personality cohesion. What we were doing.
Yes, that's because some of Stephen always said to me, because I'm not a brand guy, right? Come from the tech side, but Stephen always said to me, it's like he's been chumming away in like agency land, and where it's like it's almost like I would call it PvP. You know, when it's market maker versus market maker, that makes it fucking hard, really hard, right? In agency land, it's PvP, right? And you're going up against other people who understand marketing really fucking well and so actually you've got to be at the top of your game. And he said basically when he came to crypto, he was like, it's all retail flow. He's like
shooting fish in a bar.
It's like it's like there's nobody knows anything about marketing here, so I just put some basic principles.
Everyone fucking pretends they do. That's the fucking difference. Like,
but so like that's what he said. He was basically like actually, and that's changing obviously.
And that carries through what you lads have done as well. Like it stands out. It's, as I say, in this age of AI where everything's just fucking slop. It's like that personality and taste and character and opinion will continue to stand out. And I think ever so as people start to learn about these tools, you say like we were saying off camera, who's adopting AI really? You're saying like the 0.04% of people have used code generation languages, and I'm like, right, so we're not in an echo chamber, I'm not behind. But then I see my wife just like taking photos of the wall and saying, oh, we should get a really expensive fucking painting and go up there and just using that ChatGPT free plan to actually put that up. So it's like this huge disconnect of what people are going to do. But I think there will be a convergence where more and more and more slop comes on. Everything's commoditized to the fucked right to the bottom, and then personality taste and brand building exercises will excel beyond belief. I think.
It's just actually kind of more of the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like the past 25 years of, you might call it hipster culture or this kind of thing, has been about like authenticity and being about like
and local
and being about like real and believable and whatnot.
Don't go to Gales.
Yeah, exactly. Don't go to Gales. Go to your local thing.
We're literally boycott Gales.
Don't go to Cafe Nero. Go your Roasters and Twinks or whatever it is, you know, and like the
He's lost. He's gone.
Who else do you want to take him out? I thought we did it at Gales. You were just like fucking right at it.
Don't bring fucking Greg's into this. I will.
Whoa, no.
Don't touch Greg's.
Because Greg's is authentic.
That's the Irish from the northeast.
Exactly.
He doesn't get a passport just because he's from the northeast. He's a multi-chain massive business.
No, but that's where you get wrong.
They've got a pub in Newcastle now. Game on.
It's not a given that your brand is
of course
small and it doesn't have personality. You can be like, look at.
I can pull out the most middle class example here.
Go on.
Right, I'm going to do it. Right, and like I will get slayed online for this, but
Go on.
So anytime you go to John Lewis, you get people who care about their business and who offer you good advice and are usually some owners of the business, right? So they care about the experience that you have when you're there. And so consistently across all the John Lewis's I've ever been to across the country, you get the same sort of level of service. And it's nice, it's authentic, right?
Yeah, the one I was going to go for was Patagonia, right? You know,
that's a fucking brand.
Yeah, no, but like, because you look at Patagonia, it's a massive brand. You've all heard of it. We all probably own some. Any shop, look, you not on any Patagonia.
I'm not a finance bro.
only 25 years old, man. Or was it 20? That's a massive brand that's got personality and tone and cool and authenticity, right? So just my point is that the naive and easy thing to go is like, big brand, not personable, small brand, personable.
yeah.
And I just don't actually think the two are actually.
It is a
on
challenge
distance.
though to scale with authenticity and personality.
Yeah.
And this is like where we're at. And as I say, there's a huge team behind the scenes, around 14 people. Mike off camera, who's our chief officer.
Is it 14 people, is it?
Yeah, and
That's solid. Same size as us.
Yeah, we completely we managed to congregate like the best researchers from across the industry and like just dependable people when you're doing our type of business. It's super hard to get right. I try very hard to not micromanage stuff like Grant's system all the time. You have to trust in it. Like I said,
Gotta let them make mistakes.
You can't afford that.
No, we can.
No, you can't make a mistake when you got $100 million of risk.
Yeah, but not in certain areas.
yeah, we just have spelling mistakes on the line. Do you know what I mean? Like, fucking hell. I think we're in different stratospheres here, gentlemen.
But we're tolerant of people trying things.
Yeah.
No. We are absolutely tolerant. People try things in the death environment.
Yeah.
Not improv.
Yeah.
But it's hard because we all sort of like work with teams and build like media campaigns for partners that we work with. And again, it's tricky when, and I'm sure you guys feel this, like when it's myself and Grant that are meeting these guys and like explaining how we work and stuff. There's an element of like human touch that's extremely hard you're never going to get, because when we want to hand it down to the team, like these guys are with us because we know that they're fucking shit hot.
Yeah.
But I understand that there's an element of when you like hand off that to people that we work with, if it's like, where's Alex? Or where's Grant? Or whoever it is that they met.
Where's the guy that I've signed with?
Yeah.
I wanted to flip the conversation on its head ever so slightly and ask you two about the whole low tech thing, because when we were talking about the Blockmates come up and origin story by Grant, like, how did that work with you guys then? Like,
She said you were more intentional, right?
Yeah, you
Well, we knew each
were
other.
We were more intentional, yeah. So we met. My background is being a quant researcher, maths PhD. Went off to work for hedge funds.
Right.
Ended up working at a proprietary TradFi market maker. This guy interviewed me.
Right.
For the job.
Interesting.
And I didn't get it actually.
Yeah. Borderline. Yeah. We offered to 3 other people first.
After the Myers-Briggs.
Yeah, the cleaner said no.
Yeah, there weren't enough letters in the distribution.
But no, we met together at. So there's quite a classic setup in trading, TradFi thing where you basically actually kind of like a small business within a business.
Right.
COD is usually the term that's used.
And you got like a huge business around it that's making money.
Okay.
And like, so the senior level guy's decision is, where do I allocate of the, I don't know, what, 300 million quid I've got to allocate across different areas that take risk within my business, where do I allocate it? Right. And
Yeah, I'm going to put 50 million more into systematic alpha because that did quite well last year. And I'm going to put 100 million more into options market making because I know that did really well. And I know crypto's doing well, so I'm going to allocate $10 million to making a crypto desk. Let's say.
Is that going to be tribal between pods then?
yeah, no.
Some company, it depends on the company culture. So some companies are like pure, the pods are like
Really?
We're towards each other.
Yeah,
Really?
siloed.
They hire their own people.
Yeah.
They all use the same infrastructure, which gets very political, as you'd imagine as well. Okay. Yeah.
But some are research led,
Right.
and some say that they're research led and they're not. There's
Sounds better on a deck, doesn't it?
Yeah. There's a whole slew of way of doing things, but essentially, Tim and I joined a pod at a very, very good TradFi shop in London, and we worked there for about. Thank you.
It looks delicious though. I'll try it.
Run out of strawberry syrup.
It's like watching Homer be disappointed by something.
No, I'm happy with
I
this.
just brought my golden rule. I always think mention drink through straws on camera, and it's really bad.
Even they should.
Yeah.
No.
I just did it.
I threw my straw in the pool earlier on because I was like, I'm not a child.
That really goes with the brand. Yeah, throw straws in pools. Yeah, throw more in the sea next time.
Fuck the turtles.
I haven't really thought about it too hard.
No, I don't really.
No.
Someone said it to me once and it stuck with me, and it was Catherine actually. She went, mention drink through straws.
No grown-up should drink through straw. I mean, women maybe there's no
And I was
grown-up.
like, right, yeah, no growing up. Yeah, sorry.
Real man does what he wants. Though.
Yeah. That's like, give me. I can't do that. out the camera.
But yes,
So what you saying?
yeah, so we met at quite a very traditional way of doing things in TradFi.
And they were looking at their competitors and going, particularly like Jump and others.
Right.
You're not supposed to. They were like,
People who are now our competitors.
these guys are fucking, like, they're killing it in crypto. We need to go in. And they'd sniffed around in 2019.
Oh, fucking hell, that area.
Yeah, and then 2021 they went, well, like, we're in, and that was us. They hired us and a couple of others and Alex, and we built a team. We built infrastructure, which is what they needed, like primarily.
And what was that strategy on Monday? Like we
Same thing, market making. No client-based stuff.
Yeah.
So just half
Deploy
the business
capital,
that was
make money.
Yeah, like build a system, make money in the market.
Yeah.
And we made some money. But then when FTX happened, they basically went, sorry, what?
Yeah.
Because they're TradFi guy, right?
Yeah,
they used to like
so much
they
context,
post their money with their PD, which is usually JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs. That money don't go missing.
Or a clearinghouse where they put all the money there and it's insured.
This is risky kind of right, isn't it?
And it was a risk.
Bit of a mind blown for them. And they were
Oh,
like, what?
fucking insane.
Yeah.
And then like USDC pegged 85 cents. And
Yeah, everything.
There's all this
And
kind
there's
of, they were just like, they were not prepared for the risk. There were a few different angles, but essentially if you look at the regulatory risk, which caused even Citadel to back off, because it's like, wait a minute,
and
we've got a really nice TradFi business, and we don't want to be caught doing something where they're going to turn around and go, well, you traded illegal securities, you're blacklisted off any US exchange. If you turn around with, well, I only made a couple of mil last year doing that, and I made 800 mil doing the other thing,
Why would you?
I'll keep the I'll keep the 800 mil business. And then, sorry, just finish my point. So you got that risk. You then got the risk of the money disappearing.
money disappearing.
Which is quite a big risk.
Quite a big risk.
So they basically.
Timelines, it all came back eventually.
Exactly. It was worth more. So they basically looked at it and went, love you guys,
We're out.
but we're out.
Yeah.
And we kind of looked at each other and went, it's kind of working though, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we like working together.
Yeah.
And we built good infrastructure.
Yeah.
And we're like,
Roll the dice, you know.
Can we do it?
I think we'd all done enough in finance where it was like,
we know how to do this.
we're not.
Did you
This is
hear-
going to sound very trite, but like, we weren't like redlining. Don't need to get a job. It was like we got that breeze this.
Yeah.
We like
You can commit a year to this.
we can commit a year to this.
Yeah. So can I ask? Because there's two questions baked in here. There's one with I feel like between the four of us and wider team, we're in like very similar boats, even though completely different businesses.
Different
in terms
industries,
of
yeah.
Our like the way we entered the industry and how we view it, and like how we feel it could be better positioned. Like, how do you guys think about the whole optics of the crypto in general? Because it's the ongoing joke, isn't it? Like, our friends and family still think we're insane, and even more so when we're in sentiment periods like now.
Well, we're not a crypto company. We're a finance company.
We're all frontier.
Well, we've always been a finance firm.
We've always been frontier tech.
Exactly.
But like, what do you like? Because obviously, going from that TradFi background, especially, it's like related to the finance of it all. I think that's particularly interesting to go. We want to pursue that specifically.
So what I think, if I speak for others, what we loved about crypto is the barrier to entry.
Yeah, but we could literally trade on Binance in an afternoon.
Yeah.
And I could be trading on Uniswap in an afternoon, like just coding up. And so if you try and do what we've done in low tech, in equities, for instance, or in FX,
Barrier after barrier.
you're going to spend $50 to $100 million just to get the networking right, to be competitive. And that's before you spend probably 8 figures on hiring the right devs and guys to get it right. And so, but there was that. So there's the barriers to entry piece. But there was also, it was just a lot more exciting.
It's like finance, but for guys that wear Gramici. You know? Do you know what I mean? It's a bit like I used to go.
Well, that was my theory, and now everyone's wearing a fucking suit. It's institutional these days.
I
got views on that now. Yeah, like there's a world in which if you look back at the original like white paper from 2008 or whenever it was, like it was about it was about exchanging value, right? It was about sending value from one person to another, and that however you wrap it up, that's a financial transaction, right, from one to another. So the applicability of blockchain was always going to have, I think, a financial future.
Yeah.
And we're kind of seeing that now. And a lot of the people in the space are like, oh, really?
Yeah.
And like we tried to shoehorn in metaverses, and we tried to shoehorn in gaming, and we tried to shoehorn in NFTs, and it's like, you know, eventually it all distills down to finance, and it's like, well,
You were forcing the market to ask for something that it never wanted.
Right.
You know, like, gaming on the blockchain, Call of Duty's pretty sick.
It was
as it is.
You don't really touch that, but I tell you what, it's not sick. Waiting 5 days for a transaction to settle over Swift.
Yeah.
That is what's not sick. Actually, what I can do is send you $20 million
if you sell
settled
a
in 10
skin,
seconds.
if you sell a Call of Duty skin, you want it to be instantaneous. I want to play with this now.
Yeah.
Blockchain's great for that.
Yeah, exactly. So like there are, and I think like because I come at this as like PhD maths, joined being a quant. I was never a finance bro. I was never like a IDB.
Colour me red
self-
shot.
you know.
You look the type.
But I was never like, you know, like as some way that people think about finance, like gilets and blah blah blah. And so I get it from a pure like this is a hard and interesting problem, but it's also quite. I mean, whatever way you cut it, where it's hard because there's good money involved, and that means that there's smart people working it because there's good money involved. Same with like tech and blah blah.
What do you think on that though? Like, there's obviously slight, again, some weird overlapping Venn diagram there with like a reverence on how you're approaching the industry, because you're saying non-typical stance, non-typical finance bro. We are never going to be facing institutions face to face, whereas like there might be some other media companies that have just went, we're going for that, right? And they're in the eye of the storm now, like all the power to them and stuff like that. But that's just not us. They never will be us, and we can never just like conform to that. But there's still like an awful lot of power in that reverence, I think. And where you guys are coming at it, it's like totally non-typical from what you would expect. If you asked someone on the street what a market maker would look like and drew a caricature of them,
It's not gonna look like this. Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Not like that.
I think, yeah, you got, yeah.
No, I think.
No, show me your hair, Max.
Yeah, he's got hair.
Oh
Max,
man,
now.
it's so fly. No, I think.
It's the only reason I'm here. I'm
I
the
think
respectable face of low tech.
I think it's one of those things. I think it's one of those things that if we were full of shit,
Yes.
you'd be found out pretty
You get
quickly.
found out immediately.
But also because we're not full of shit, I think.
80% of the time we're not.
80% of the time we're not full of shit. No. But I think because you can talk, because you've got the credentials and the TradFi bit, and like there's a little bit of like, okay, you can know what you're talking about because you can do it in the real world.
Yeah.
But you're kind of gone out into this different angle of pursuing it. I think and as long as you can talk the talk, I think we've kind of, and COVID helped, and we've kind of gone to this world where it's like, that's not all technically about gilets and turning up. And to be honest, it wasn't really like that in my TradFi career. I don't know about yours, but in my TradFi career, when I worked at a hedge fund, it was a bit tech. It was still like, I had a boss that was like, you have to be with the market open and a bit of presenteeism, but like, even at that point then, I wasn't wearing a suit.
No.
What did you get told off for? Wearing.
I got told for wearing strips.
I think I would love to work with you. But look, I think that's interesting, and I agree so much because the thesis that we had from Grant's original like brainchild and starting this is like fundamentally Grant.
No, wait, sorry. You say it's not intentional, but you never have a thesis.
No, not necessarily. But this is kind of. Let me add some.
I didn't know
context.
anything else. It's
Yeah.
probably the right.
But it was just the way you're operating.
Yeah.
This is what I want
Just
to
through
do.
life in general.
You turn around and say, I've got a thesis about something. That sounds pretty intentional to me.
But I mean the way we've like put it forward from there, because we sat down and like I'd looked at Grant and was like, of everyone that I've ever met in this space, like put friendship aside, this guy can like literally walk the walk better than any other LARP or grifter that I've met. And so we kind of thought that if we put this brand to it, it's then like, hey, on a human level, it's just us and you can trust this. And by the way, when you dig deeper, we really do fucking know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
we're not
That's the
full of
point.
shit.
That's the point. That's the point.
And that's what at the minute, I think this industry has been awash with people who have been able to create a business or position for themselves on fucking garbage and nonsense alone.
Smoke and mirrors.
And then everything's smoke and mirrors. And we've tried to primarily, as I say, with Grant founded, like do it hard way of like, no, we're going to prove it first and then talk the talk, which is probably something to do with where we're all from in the world as well.
Yeah.
If I'm honest.
There's this like strata of people in digital assets, crypto, whatever you want to call it, who are like reinventing the wheel.
Frontier tech.
Yeah,
Frontier
sorry.
tech.
Well, I can't speak so much to AI,
That's the PR line.
but I'm definitely talking about crypto,
Yeah.
where we turn around to it and look at it. Many a pitch call where me and Tim are on the call and we're like, what are you fucking...
Yeah.
It's a limit order.
Yeah, you
You know what I mean?
You're willing to buy it for a certain price.
What are you on about, bro?
yeah.
And I think, because I think, and in some way, it's good to get youth and energy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Inexperience can make magical things happen, right? But like also, when you're talking about, as Tim said, things that are essentially at their core financial transactions, which is 500 years old.
Yeah.
Right?
It's not nothing new here. Nothing new here.
Yeah, it's not, you're like, well, what are you trying to reinvent? I do feel there's a bit of reinvent. You're like, how many times have we looked at shit where we're like,
Same thing.
well, and you're way better at spotting it than me.
You always say this though, don't you? It's like there's only so many ways to move the jigsaws. Like,
Yeah,
that's only
only same amount of ways you can move the pieces around the board. Like, it's all the same fucking shit.
There's nothing new under the sun.
And that's why all the products in the industry, all the DeFi products that have got lindiness and they've stood the test of time, they've been around since maybe 18, 19, definitely the vintage of 20, they're all converging on the same products. They're all the money market, they're all the DEX, they're all the stablecoin, now they're all a mobile first app.
Yeah.
And now they're all a card, and it all converges, it all ends up being the same thing. And there's a really funny term of banking but worse.
That's what's his name? That's
Lawrence's
Lawrence's thing.
Wildcat,
The Wildcat.
Yeah, fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
But do you differentiate the positioning of the product offer, understanding what other people will be saying? So like, let's not mention any of the competitors in the field, but I can imagine that's very regimented, straight down the line, very suited and booted. I could probably write their pitch deck for them without ever even fucking knowing what they're actually offering. Is yours like a total different stance? Can you position what you guys are doing but in a different light? And there's
certain tones that we have to hit, certain points we have to hit when we're talking to people.
There's some level of fungibility.
Yeah,
trying not to constantly compare apples with apples in a quite heavily competitive environment. You know what I mean? Is there a product differentiator, or even just it's not even a product differentiator, it's just a positioning of how you actually sell it in?
So we're, as you can imagine, when we hop on calls with people, we're really honest.
Yeah.
Like, and we try and be
too honest.
Yeah, but to our detriment sometimes. Yeah, but there's also,
I think we've definitely lost the deal.
from some of the points you mentioned earlier on, Grant, there's definitely been things and ways of selling our services in particular which have been wrapped up in bullshit.
Yeah.
And so we will just peel that back and just go, no, this is the way it actually works, and we can do this and we do it well because we've got great tech and we've got a good team. And if that's what you want, and if that's what you're being requested to put in place, particularly for tokens, right? They get a lot of shit from exchanges about having certain liquidity. And so if you've got these demands, we can satisfy those. But we want you to understand what that means. And so we will talk them through all of the ramifications of that.
I don't think there are many market makers that give them the spreadsheet of how they calculate their option value, which we would do, right?
Yeah.
We'd turn around to someone and say, oh, it's an option plus low model versus a retainer model, and people go, well, I like the option one because they don't have to give you any cash. We'll turn around to people and say, well, we kind of know a little bit about trading options.
Yeah.
You only did it for 15 years.
55 years.
But the point being that we can turn around and be like, well, this is how we would value this option. We know a little bit about valuing options. Actually, our retainer costs 10 grand a year. The options actually value 108 grand a year. The retainer's cheaper.
Well, typically option plus loan in market making, like the token projects are token rich, right? So they go.
We'll get onto that.
And they think
We'll get onto that.
Look down
the camera again.
they can give a loan of options, great. Give a loan of tokens, great, no problem. And they can write a derivative on top of that. And they think, oh great, that's cost me nothing, but that derivative actually has value. Actually has value.
And that was the point I made. Like, I think like with the level of like honesty we're trying to go to is like, we will show you what we think this derivative is worth, and we're going to charge you, like I said, 10k a month for market making. The option that we think is worth 108k a month, we think the return is cheaper, but I mean it's cash out the door versus the option, right? So
Can you sense from their response how well they're going to do if they veer towards?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And it falls down the silo of like if the project
Short-termism.
if the project is well funded and it's like VC backed, then they have cash to pay people to engage all sorts of service providers, not just the market maker, but all sorts of service providers. Then the idea of paying us a retainer is fine. And if it's the down the other way and they're literally we've just created a token and we've got loads of it, but we've got no idea what it's worth, then that conversation is a lot different.
So, there are so many parallels here. And again, it's rare. I don't know whether we ever had a conversation in the team that's been so similar to us, but again, in different services, because we are in a position now where, and we have been for the last few years, where loads of teams, because of the name and the brand and reputation of the industry, they'll be token rich, cash grower.
Yep.
And there's a funny thing, they'll come to us and they'll want to say, and I like being quite transparent about this because I think our audience would like to hear it as well. And they'll go, hey, we'll give you X amount of tokens to produce XYZ, like flowery deliverables about like making something seem certain way. And we like outright say to teams, no, like this is what we'll charge as a service to produce narratives and storytell content, and it costs cash. Because it's like, it's super disingenuous to go, we're not doing this to try and like help pump this token that we need to offload to the our people that also have.
You don't pay for fucking Slack with equity.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
This
Like,
is
you
what I
just
say.
don't do this.
I'm
like,
sorry, but we've got fucking 14 people there and they can't pay for a fucking mortgage at the end of the month. Like, tokens not going to best for the next 12 months.
And so if I'm going to charge you in tokens, it's because I think I'm going to make more money than I would do if I charge you in cash.
Yeah, and I think that we always say to teams, and we stress it over and over, you have to play the long game. And even the best teams, it's frustrating because you'll get to a point where maybe 2 months and I get it, and the pressure they're doing, they will then get to a place where it's like, unless you bought in the shit out of everything from audience point of view and metrics and creating these vanity things,
marketers are trying to not get fired.
Yes.
Right. So if they come to the likes, they come to the likes of us, or like they go try and get 500 KOLs who just bought an audience, or they go and work with, I don't know, a crypto legacy media company that's definitely juicing their numbers.
And
and near enough dead. They can just go to their founder at the end of the month and say, well, we paid for stuff, but at the end of the day, it got this amount of engagement. The engagement's not real. No. Right? So what do you want? Do you want actual users, or do you just want to not get fired at the end of the month?
Stevie once said this to me, this is like somewhere me coming from a different part of the world. And I said, Stephen, like, we're doing all this shit and we're doing this stuff, and like, you know, we've only got our following's only grown by 1,000 people.
Yeah, but they're all probably 7, 8, 9 figure.
And Stephen just turned around and went, yeah, but each one of those is a real person that's clicked follow. And you're like, oh shit, yeah. He goes, I can go buy you another following now for another 1,000 for 50 quid or whatever.
Yes.
It's the hardest.
Is it going to pay the bills at the end?
Exactly. Whereas 1,000 people who've genuinely been like, I want to follow the tech. Yeah. That's something I'm interested in.
It's the hardest thing because like brand building is the most intangible thing to measure. The most important thing to do over time.
Yeah, we talked about this last year when we were saying budgets around marketing and stuff. We were like,
and look,
we know this stuff is important.
It really is.
It's so hard to measure it.
And when you're coming from like a Web 2 world, like everyone.
That's not yours. That's
no, that you can drink that.
That's fine.
Sorry. When it comes to,
it's why Gillette fired Tiger Woods.
I've got 14 on baby and I've got a day off. Let's go.
Give me another one.
What time's your plane tomorrow?
It's in the afternoon.
That's forever away.
That's basically next week.
Oh, mate. I'm going to work at 6 a.m. today. This is fucking great.
To draw that point off, when we get asked by teams that I can tell when people have come from like Web 2 background and they start asking about like cost per acquisition type metrics, and we go, and it's like the Inglorious Bastards thing, isn't it? Like where you go like that, as in and I'm like, no, that's not how this works specifically here.
This is not a fucking natural deodorant on Instagram. This is like, this is financial products.
Narrative compounds.
Jesus Christ.
I obviously, because we're trying to do a B2B business, right? Yeah. So we're not doing a B2C business. We're not trying to, well, we're not yet anyway, but like, maybe this is one of our products that might go as a B2C product, but generally our products are pretty high value, pretty institutional, doing complex shit with millions of dollars. We might sell 20 of them a year.
If we're good.
If we're good.
Yeah.
If we're bad, we might sell none of them, but we are really like, it might take the legals alone,
There's
like
KYC, there's
4
KYB,
weeks, right?
there's legals, there's jurisdictional considerations, there's regulatory considerations.
We just don't have enough real hard data to make pure statistical things. Of course, selling something to a million people, you can make a little A/B tweak here and go, well, I actually showed this ad to 5 million people.
Yeah.
And they slightly prefer this one.
Yeah.
For green to red.
Yeah.
That doesn't work like that, right?
No.
We don't have 5 million people who are going to see it.
Exactly.
We're lucky
Sample
if we can
size is
sell
tiny,
to 20 people this year, right? Or maybe we'll sell to 100 and get 20 signed or something like that, right? And so these natural metrics what you're talking about of like cost per acquisition and blah blah, they just don't really make any sense.
But what's important, what's really been important, and what's been a learning for me is we entered into an incredibly competitive space.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I can, without really thinking about it, name at least 10 other trading firms that offer similar services to us within crypto. And then if we step outside of crypto, you've got some of the big players from TradFi that are offering similar services, and they dip into crypto every now and then. We took a conscious decision to try and have a brand and narrative that was distinct. And that's what you see with the local.
It's the only way to stop it becoming a race to the bottom.
Yes.
And that's you brand building over, as Alex said, over time. You get them through the door once, and they're like, "Oh, I understand why it might be a little bit more expensive."
Yes.
And then it's retention.
I'm not going to get him on a call with a prospect and ask him to be a TradFi guy, right? I mean, I can do that. That's just not going to work.
I think 25 beers. I think that should be a podcast in and of itself. That's a whole new show.
It's interesting that we're talking about TradFi and the whole optics thing, because we were in London for like DAS, whenever that was, like in the last year, and it was interesting.
You guys not based in London?
No, I'm in Manchester, Grant's in Portugal.
Yeah, just outside.
And then the team is just based all over.
So you've gone for the full remote.
Yeah, I mean, it's so much better when we're in person.
I'm not moving to fucking Manchester. It just fucking pisses down all day. Like,
it's a rumour that.
My missus is from Stockport. So.
Oh, fuck.
Sorry.
I actually kind of look at it and go,
how does it work? You guys must have to chat every day, right? Like, how does
every hour?
How does that work?
Yeah, well, me and Mike in Manchester, Josh is like Cardiff,
Slack, all the time. WhatsApp.
And it's
never off a fucking call to them.
No, we're always.
Might as well be like in office.
It's so frustrating because there's things that I need like 30 seconds to say. What do you think of this? And then to press the call is like.
But no, me and him have had massive arguments over Slack when it's been literally
we had a fight last week.
As a result of Slack.
We had a fight last week.
If it had been in person, it would have been fine.
We had a fight last week. And I went, nah. Because I was like, if I say no to a call, I'm going to express my displeasure. As if you can imagine in person being like, you got time for 5 minutes now, fuck you, bro. But on Slack, I'd be like, I don't know what's the call.
The Slack dial tone though.
Oh, it is.
I don't know. You wouldn't take my call.
Me and Mike had a blow up in Korea, and it was like 4:30 in the morning. We were fucking steaming.
That's different.
It was chaos, and we were just like, ah! I was like, woke up next time. I was like, what were we even shouting at each other for?
In the middle of the street.
It pisses me off because like people's tone on text is different.
It's so different.
The thing that people like,
words on the page, so hard to
words on the page,
like even
the
inflections and voices.
How much body language do you put into like?
I'm a caller. I am. I just think it's faster, easier.
Yeah.
It's easier. There's nothing lost in translation. Late night caller.
We were in person.
No, we are, and actually, like, it's one of those things that, like, we spent about 2 weeks in the office not with each other, and it was like, I was a bit like, we actually need to get on. Like, this is not. Yeah, you can ping your like informational thing, but like if you want to get an information dense, emotionally nuanced point, which actually sometimes in business, a lot of the conversation we'll have will be about nuance, because you try to sign a B2B deal and it'll be like, well, what was their opinion about that aspect of it? Where do you reckon they are with that way of thinking about it, and all this kind of stuff, which is so multifaceted. Because they're not
really good writers to write that in text.
They're not buying the $699 service. They're spending £1 million, right, or £500,000, right? And you know they want to feel that they're like
Yeah.
Oh man, 100%.
And we want to make sure that we are
aligned, and
aligned in how we're selling it, and we're not, so you don't get somebody turning around and going, oh yeah, I'll give you 50 quid. Mate.
That's how it works. Like we're in person, and I can just say to Josh, "What would you read on that?"
Yeah,
Then it's so much easier than being like, "Call." What would you read on that? It just doesn't. It's just tricky. But
That barrier to entry about it, and it's tough because recruiters, headhunters have told us.
We've lost good candidates.
Oh, we've lost good
Really?
candidates. Yeah. We've lost like I had a candidate.
Why? Because you're remote.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah, but like I had a candidate that's in London, lives in London,
Nah.
and I said,
might have interviewed well, but like doesn't really
yeah, but
sound.
I really liked him, and I was like,
It's like,
you know,
we're in office 5 days a
we're
week.
5 days
He's
a week
like,
in the office. He
nah.
went, can you guarantee me 2 days at home? No. I said no.
It will change if we carry on growing. It will change, but for this core period, you guys must feel it as well.
Oh, it's horrible.
It's intense period when you're growing. Like
it's really. It's like Grant always says as well. Like, what is it? Like one night on the beers, it's like worth 3 to 4 months in the office. Like even when you meet people in person,
So you guys must have had like 100 years of fucking.
Yeah, true.
We do, but that's meant you would. So
that's why we're in Cannes. Because last year, like we brought the whole team out because we hosted our first side event ever last year.
Yeah.
And we brought the whole team out.
Stephen's doing.
We felt light in terms of the number of people that we were going to have like in the event. So like everyone come out, and it turned into an offsite.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was the best week that we had. Like,
we had the first one in Bangkok over DevCon a couple of years ago. It was just great. And it's funny, like I said, the lads as we were coming over, that I was like, Stephen definitely thinks I'm a wet because we were in London the other week, and he dug me out because I was having a Diet Coke and a Lucky Saint. And then he said in chat, he was like, I wasn't even on the beers, and I was like, for fuck's sake, I'm just busy at the minute, mate. Give me a break, like. I'm trying to be a professional, you know.
Nah, but I know we could obviously give a thing that it's always pints of wine, but it's like, you know, we actually take it quite seriously.
we Sam Allardyce reference that.
Mega pints.
We do take it quite because nobody has. I imagine it's one of those things that people are like, well, I watch the podcast. It's like, well, you guys just drink pints all the time.
I was thinking, why would we go with any of you four?
Half the time there's zeros. Anyway.
Redacted.
So I do want to talk about that though, because when we're talking about everyone putting on the best TradFi face at the minute, I'm willing to die on this hill. If it means us like going down with the ship, I'll do it. It's like I am fundamentally of the belief of like being human first, and there's so many people like panicking in the minute and going, we have to appeal to TradFi, we have to be institutional, whatever that means, whether it's Gila or what. And like we're sitting here recording the way that we are and doing this and fundamentally being ourselves while knowing fine well that we all do things really well in our respective fields. And like, how do you guys view it going industry wise? You guys have literally been in TradFi.
Yeah, I know, like,
what do you think
from
about
the inside out?
You know, the optics, the way crypto at the minute is shitting itself and going, fuck, we need to appeal to like Wall Street and Canary Wharf. Like,
it's funny, I think it's the other way around.
okay.
Like, so I talk to TradFi people a lot, like from background and experience, but that industry is shitting it.
Really?
Yeah, that industry is shitting because of particularly, if we concentrate on the finance-related aspects of crypto, right? If we talk about trading, moving risk from one place to another, value transfer, etc. There's a lot of TradFi that are looking at things that have come from the crypto world, whether it's prediction markets or
Stablecoins
or 24/7 trading of asset classes that normally instant settlement or hyperliquid. Those exchanges and those businesses are genuinely shitting it. And I've fielded calls in the last 3 weeks from TradFi tangential businesses where they're going, how do we get up to speed with this?
What would you? I'm going to say the ratio of your pitch calls in the last 3 months. How much is crypto? How much is TradFi?
TradFi is more now.
Wow.
TradFi is the majority now.
Yeah.
Because don't forget, like crypto's got something, and in the end, it's something I've always said. Somebody always asks me, is crypto getting more TradFi? Is TradFi getting more crypto? And I'm like,
yeah, good
point. What you're happening is convergence. TradFi is getting more 24/7. It's getting more meaty because information is there. you don't have to go to your... Like, TradFi have so many barriers to entry.
Yeah.
You've got to work out what your broker's going to be. You've got to go through it.
Yeah, the UK like retail app advertisements have went through the fucking roof. Like Hargreaves Lansdowne, Trading 212.
I think Robin Hood are just like, you want to trade this? You want to do a prediction market? We'll do it.
Yeah,
So the
exactly. So I think TradFi's going that way with sort of 24/7 accessibility, low barrier to entry. That speed of information that crypto had.
Yeah, the gatekeeping barriers.
The gatekeeper is going down.
Yeah,
I think the reason why Tim and I got from TradFi and came into crypto and were like, this is amazing.
Really
and
nailed
then
that.
crypto, I think, is going the other way because crypto's gone. There are some really amazing pieces of technology here. But also,
They want a lot of money as well.
Let's be realistic, right? There is a stank of scam.
Yeah.
Right, that's come from FTX being probably the
Just all the rug pulls and
Luna,
all this
everything.
shit. Right, there's the stank of scam there, which has come from people Wild West on new financial technology.
Yeah.
You know, like because you got to remember this came from a world where it somehow was like excluded from all the regulations that have taken 400 years to come through in TradFi and for good reason that they're there, right? There's a good reason that retail are protected in the way they are, and it kind of like sidestep that was a bit of a regulatory arbitrage there.
Yeah.
And so I think crypto is like shedding the scam aspect and coming more towards the TradFi way of thinking and whatnot, and then TradFi is like embracing the 24/7 instant settlement nature that the technology allows, and then I do think we're going to get a convergence where, as we say, I don't think we'll talk about TradFi, and I don't think we'll talk about crypto anymore, and I think we will just go back to what we always talked about, which is finance.
Yeah.
That's my view, and I
agree.
think we'll shed a lot of the crypto, yes.
Yeah,
I think
I fucking hope so. Yeah.
blockchain, gaming. And,
Yeah, we said you don't call them internet companies anymore, do you?
yeah.
Can we still go to Can? Like, even if we become the
No, but then that's my point. Like, I just think in the end.
He's gone. He's on.
He's back off.
Let's pack up.
Sorry, anyway, it's a Stephen Tuesday.
Leave him here.
Fuck off, you guys. I'm chatting to these guys. You got any?
How long is the pod? How far in did we get? Hey, fucking hell, that's brilliant. This is the most fun I've ever had on a pod. Yeah.
Thank you very much to the Blockmates guys. Grant, Alex, we've had a ball chatting about all sorts of stuff today. I don't know which bits you've seen, but it was really fun. Thank you very much.
The drinks are going to be all over the place.
It's all over the place. But for Can, that's a wrap. Thank you.